Hi, I'm Jeremy Fishbach, a close friend of Jerry's. The family had asked if I would prepare a speech to deliver at Jerry's service, but I instantly knew that there was no way I could stand in front of all these sobbing people and talk about the passing of my friend. Jerry was the best guy in the world, and I will miss him a lot. I also didn't want my words being read by someone else, so I took the high road and decided to make the following video. Enjoy. He had an awesome motorcycle. He recently bought a radio-controlled truck that had single-handedly contributed to eBay's 6-point increase in the market last quarter. He had a super high-end autococker paintball gun that boasted a custom eagle body, a black E-blade trigger, Eclipse ram, Palmer rock, die 3-way, Shock Tech Superfly bolt, Messiah regulator, free flow internals, Caner barrel kit, and a Wargas 70 adjustable regulator. But in all honesty, I think he just bought it so he could call it the Cocker. Jerry hated getting his picture taken. Jill would always complain about how Jerry was never in any of our group shots. She would always tell me that the only good photos of him were taken at my wedding. After digging through a bunch of old photos, I soon realized she has absolutely no idea what she's talking about. Jerry had 3 dogs: Jade, Rocky, and Jack. Since Jack is the newest addition to the Klotz family, I don't have an actual picture, but here's the closest thing I could find. He had good friends. He had a good father that he looked up to and always bragged about how good of a carpenter he was, and that clay could make Bob Vila look like Mo Howard. He had a mother that loved him dearly and only wanted the best for her boy. He had brothers that looked up to him. He had us, but we'll get to that later. He had a wife that he was head over heels in love with. But the thing he had that mattered the most to him, the one girl who stole his heart away, and the one person he would move mountains for, is Miss Alex Klotz. He loved this little girl more than anyone will ever know. I mean, can you blame him? Jerry and I had a lot in common. We listened to the same music, mixed the same drink, watched the same TV shows, liked the same cars, ate at the same restaurants. We also shared a common interest in finding out if Danny Perler's uncanny resemblance to the Red Baron pizza guy was just a coincidence or conspiracy. But most importantly, we shared a fascination with blonde-haired, blue-eyed ladies. We did everything together, from dinner and a movie to family vacations. From paintballing on the weekends to making up funny stories about people.
I once fought a grizzly bear with nothing but my bare hands and a tomahawk.
We went everywhere together. Plane rides, bus rides, car rides, train rides, bike rides, boat rides. Over the past 11 years, if I was there, so was Jerry. I thought, well, that's just fine, Jerry. I'll find a new best friend. I came up with a few necessary qualities that my new friend would have. Number 1, he would always have at least one shoe untied. Number 2, he would have the world's largest DVD collection. Number 3, he would always order some complicated concoction of a drink at dinner. Yes, I'll have the banana daiquiri rum vodka Jaeger mix with a splash of gypsy tears and a sprinkle of stripper glitter served in the Holy Grail. Number 4, he will be the guy that will whisper, "Warenberg," right before a movie started, even if we're at the Great Escape. Number 5, he must have a strong desire to check his tire pressure on an hourly basis. Number 6, he must hate flip-flops and ugly feet. Even more, he must hate ugly feet in flip-flops. Number 7, He must always have a quote from the Family Guy for all occasions.
Ooh, let me have some of that Cool Whip. What'd you say? You can't have a pie without Cool Whip. Cool Whip? Cool Whip, yeah. You mean Cool Whip? Yeah, Cool Whip.
Number 8. He will hate Cruncher's potato chips since they will remind him of yellow, crunchy toenails. Number 9. He must be married to this gal. Number 10. He must be the father to this girl. Number 11. He must be this guy. It didn't take long to find out that my life will never be the same and that no one could ever take Jerry's place. And now, story time. The first time I met Jerry was in 1999. Ricky Martin was living La Vida Loca, the Blair Witch was haunting theaters everywhere, and cell phones were the size of bricks. Jerry had just started working with me at Advance Auto Parts, and was introduced as my new boss. At first, he seemed to be a cocky 19-year-old California transplant who thought everyone from Missouri was a dumb hick that drove an El Camino with mud tires. The first time I remember working with Jerry, it was a cold March evening and our store was extremely busy, and no one in our crew had time to stop for a dinner break. My future wife, Michelle, had stopped by to visit and soon found out how hungry everyone was. Out of the kindness of her heart, Michelle went up to McDonald's and bought 20 cheeseburgers so everyone would have something to eat. The only way I would eat a McDonald's cheeseburger is if it was completely plain. For those of you who don't know what a plain cheeseburger is, it's just a bun, meat, cheese, and bun. Anything else, and I'm not having it. Michelle had separated the bags. 18 cheeseburgers in one bag, and 2 plain cheeseburgers in another bag, marked Jeremy's Food. As soon as the food arrived, Jerry ran to it like a man on fire. Of course, I was stuck helping a line of customers while my coworkers stuffed their faces. After everyone else had gorged, I was able to go back and eat my dinner. To my dismay, I found my personal sack of burgers had been ransacked. Not one plain cheeseburger left. With my mangled bag in hand, I started my investigation. I asked each employee, one by one, who ate my plain McDonald's cheeseburgers. Jerry had avoided the question, and I knew I had found the perp. He apologized, but quickly said that there was no way he could have known that I had special burgers. After piecing together the scraps of my McDonald's bag that now spelled out Remy's Odd, he was embarrassed. Jerry offered to drive out and get me new food, but it was too late. The damage was done. Even after 11 years had passed, Jerry would still ask me if I was mad at him for eating my cheeseburgers.